Rode in them live.
Mm-hmm.
All was in it. But they were Indians.
But what did they do that was different from other people?
Yeah.
I mean, I know just looking at their pictures and looking at their offspring and hearing Mama tell about them, I know they were Indian. But do you know any way that they were different from, say, the practices they had? How were they different from black people's practices or white people's practices in farming and fishing and that kind of thing? I know Mama used to make traps and showed me how to make fish traps, but I lost all that because
Mm-hmm.
I didn't try to keep it.
Well, old man Mike Blanks lived on the other side of Uncle Mo's,
Yeah.
and it was the whole Indian territory. I don't really know what his job was, but he made a good living, and I don't know where he worked or not. But he had all them girls, and he looked just like Matthew. And
Matthew.
huh?
You mean Matthew
Mitchell.
Mitchell? Okay.
Yeah. Well, his daughter Matthew's mama, you know.
Okay.
But anyway, Mike Blanks was was you might say second in chief over there,
Mm-hmm.
and he was what the guy named who went to his house that night over there. Oh,
I need a little bit more information.
you know what I'm talking about.
The guy who went to his house.
Yeah, open and San Domingo.
What did he do when he got there?
Well, just went to pay him a visit. Just went to pay him a visit and invite him to camp.
Let me ask you a quick question. Jimmy was telling me that San Domingo was an Indian word because a lot of people think because of the Spanish here that it's a Spanish word, San Domingo.
It, I think it's been researched and they found out, like I said a while ago, Domingo is a Tuscarora word meaning dangerous.
Was it research or is that something that
I,
that a lot of our elders kind of just been passing around and passing?
Not sure about
Yeah, it was
that.
passing around.
It might have been passed around.
Yeah,
Because that's probably something you won't find in the books.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you know, it's just like when they're talking about the Cape Fears, they said it when the people will come up on the shores, they heard the natives saying "bone bone," right? And they're saying they were probably trying to because they were used to hearing the Spanish say "bueno,"
Mm-hmm.
you know, so them trying to mock what the Spanish are saying, they're saying "bone bone," so they're trying to relate, saying, okay, maybe that's Spanish influence. Same thing they said with San Domingo, Spanish influence. But what in the neighborhood, what you're saying is our elders are saying that's an Indian word.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something
And
that
there
yeah.
was a ship from Puerto Rico that wrecked down in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was a strong Spanish influence. You can probably find it in names.
Mm-hmm.
Like my husband's grandfather was named Alonza. Alonza, and there are Lorenzos and Alonzos and names you wouldn't expect Indians or black people to be using in
Mm-hmm.
that area. And they came from somewhere.
Yeah.
But
This is a rich area, you know, history.
yeah,
So much happened here.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've
Could you tell
interviewed.
Lavelle before you go something about Grandma Cornelia?
From Arcadia?
Yeah, that's my grandmother.
Oh yeah, she could.
I didn't know her, but you did.
Yeah.
You already told him about her hair. But what was her attitude like? What?
Mean.
She'll shoot you too, right?
She was mean. She was mean. My dad had her picking off peanuts. You know, you pull your peanuts up and you shock them so they're dry. You know.
You do what?
You pull them up and put them on a stack so that the bushes are this way and the roots are hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
That's called shocking them. You put a pole up and you stack them broad base at the bottom. And then you go up like this.
Yeah.
And you leave the peanut itself hanging out, the root end hanging out. Then that way it would air dry.
Mm-hmm.
And you could pick them up. And when he says shocking, that's what he means.
No, you're wrong.
See there?
You put the nut inside.
I thought you put the nut on the outside.
No, you put the nut on the outside, it will pull away from the bush. This is the pole. Put the nut inside because it's heavy. And it'll hold the peanut.
That's okay. That's not the way I remember it, but okay.
Yeah, okay, that's...
Because I used to have to pick them off
Yeah.
when Daddy would put them in shocks.
But
you go by what he says.
So you hang them on a pole. You put them on a pole.
You put the pole there to hold them.
Uh-huh.
But you
to hold the peanuts.
Yeah, to hold the peanuts, so the peanuts would have a form.
So
the bush itself would have a form.
So the
Look
peanuts up in the air, and the leaves are kind of hanging down.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I know you're gonna change it.
Nope. Okay, if you're saying you go in from the root area, would you put the roots next to the pole?
Yeah, put the root next to the pole, and that way it had enough weight to stay there. But if you turn them the other way, they would slide off.
Mm-hmm.
As they dry, they slide off.
Okay.
I didn't think they could slide off because the bushes were kind of interlocked, but all right.
No, you go all the way around when you pull the peanut up. You go all the way around the stack with
You lay them like
and
slices of
you
pizza
put the
pie.
put the roots in toward the pole.
Right. Right.
All right, then you keep going. You put them in layers. You wouldn't lay one side higher than the other. You had it even.
Yeah.
All the way up. Then to keep from rotting your peanut, sometime you would take a piece of tin or anything of that nature, even a rag, and put it on top of the pole.
Mm-hmm.
Then the water would run away from the nut.
Now I'm curious. Is that something that, because you remember, I'm trying to find out what the black people did, the white people, and the native people. Is that some?
So that's they hunted a lot, and all of them hunted, but Uncle John didn't.
I don't think Uncle Floyd hunted.
Uncle Floyd didn't hunt, but
Uncle Floyd just ran his mouth.
Dad and Uncle Haynes.
So that's probably an Indian practice. What you're talking about?
It might be.
I'll investigate. I'll find out. But that's
Shocking.
interesting. Yeah, shocking. That's interesting.
Yeah, Uncle Haynes did a lot of hunting.
I'm gonna ask my dad.
And Mama's
Yeah.
Mama's people were dark Indians. Daddy's people, I think Daddy was heavier mixed white than Mama
Mhm.
was. And I mean, there was white blood there in Mama because of the Scottish thing that got coming from Scotland.
Yeah.
But then on my mother's side, the blank side,
Mm-hmm.
there was no white. It was
Okay.
just Indian people, and they were dark. They were darker than Buckhead Indians.
Right.
Okay, and I think of all of the dark Indians. I remember Uncle Mose vaguely, and that was Mama's uncle.
Mhm.
That was Mama's
Uncle
brother's.
Mose,
Mama's mother's brother. Uncle Mose was very dark.
dark brown skin with funny looking eyes. His eyes wasn't gray, or wasn't green, or wasn't, they're just funny looking eyes. And he was a wicked old man. I know he was weak. I had an uncle. He told me, son, he named me, and he told my mother, he said, you don't let me name that boy, I hope he dies right now. And because I had two sisters dead before me.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I hope that one dies right now. And so Mama said, name him right quick. So that's why he laid Von Thomas on me, you know.
Yeah.
But anyway, he told me, he said, son, I'd go over to his house about once a week, something, to get me a bottle of milk.
Okay.
They had a place there, he kept milk that was nice, cold. And I mean, it had a well. They put it in a jug,
Mm-hmm.
screw the cap on the jug, and a hole in the jug. They put a rope in it and drop it down that well like 50 foot down there.
Mm-hmm.
And when you brought that milk out of there, it was so cold it would hurt your teeth. And that's the way he kept his milk cold.
Okay.
But he told me, he said, son, if you ever had to kill a man, step over him backwards, 10 steps back, turn around and walk away, and you'll never think about him again. And he said, I've killed 14. He was a mean man.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't no joke. And my mom was pretty mean too.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole bunch of them pretty mean till got down to Tebow. Tebow was mean when he was younger.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. Tebow was something. That's why him and Margie didn't make it the first time they got married. He would tell Margie, I'll see you later. I'm going with such and such. Margie said, did you go stay here with me? No, he's married to Margie, but he'd go with them other women.
Mm-hmm.
And all kind of stuff. And then wound up being
A preacher.
what kind of, he was a good preacher. He turned out to be a preacher. But so he just got some kind of award for him. What was it? I don't know what it was, but they just got some kind of big award for it.
Grandma Cornelia, I was telling you, Uncle Mose, like I said, was a dark man, and so I'm assuming that Grandma Cornelia was dark like that.
She was.
You know, me and my dad we were just talking about some of our relatives, because my dad is brown skin, and my
What
dad,
is your dad?
Lavelle Pierce, his grandmother was a Freeman.
Pierce?
Mm-hmm.
You should have people all over.
Mm-hmm.
He does.
There's some Pierces there I'm related to, and some I'm not related to. Yeah, because
Calvin Pierce?
I don't know.
We played ball together.
Did you?
Coolidge.
See,
They were Boones. Detlaw Boone.
I'm related to the Boones.
Okay.
And some of the Boones came from Indian Woods up in Bertie County.
Uh-huh.
That's something I'm looking into now. That's what Dad. He was telling me. He said they were brown skinned with straight hair.
Yeah.
And they didn't look, because there's some Boones here who don't look like that.
Yeah.
And then there's those Boones who are dark or brown and they have straight hair. They look a little different.
Okay, I can name some of them that have been a many years, but been 60 years. Detlaw, Coolidge, Calvin.
You know James Boone? They call him Bid. You ever heard of that name? Or Sanders?
No.
No? Okay.
Was there a Boone over there that sold cars?
You got me.
I
don't know.
remember going over there to I think it was a Boone guy that was selling cars.
So Calvin Pierce.
Calvin Pierce.
Y'all
play ball together, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we play ball.
I asked my dad about him.
Yeah. I made it to the big league and broke my ankle.
Did you?
Yeah. Broke that ankle there.
Man.
What happened, see, when they had All-Star game come, them that wasn't qualified for the All-Star, they could go home for that week. I come home showing the kids how to play ball, slide in on first base, you know how to walk in, you slide in. You might slide under the tag, you know.
Yeah.
Broke that ankle and I made $800 a year is what I was making.
Wow. That was a lot back then.
Yeah, $800 a year. My mother, and they paid me for that year.
Mm-hmm.
And my mother spent the money for bought a coat, what have you. I said, just do what you please with it, you know.
That's a nice way to make some money doing what you like.
Mm.
Playing, yeah. You was the Jordan back then.
Yeah, I used to be good, and I could put some wood on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I look at these guys now that playing this little league ball around here.
Mm-hmm.
Watch the ball and hit the ball. And I said, you hit where you see. I said, but if the ball coming at you kind of slow, not like greasy lightning.
Yeah.
If the ball turning from you, put some wood on you, get your home run. But if it's coming this way, you're gonna pop it up on the infield or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
But if it's rolling from you, it'll go out of the park.
It doesn't matter how old it is. The science is still the same, man. Have you ever heard of Caldwell Pierce?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my granddad.
Oh,
That's my dad. Yeah, that's my dad's father.
Yeah.
His mom was his mother was Freeman, and she married a Pierce. She married Ed Pierce.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hey, do you know Ed Brown?
I don't.
You don't know Ed Brown?
Yeah.
You know, our grandmother was a Freeman.
Your grandmother was a Freeman too.
Mm-hmm. Beth Elder Freeman married Haynes Webb, Wiley Haynes Webb. And Riley Freeman, what was Riley to her?
Huh?
Grandma Ellie's, how was Grandma Ellie kin to Riley Freeman? Wasn't that her nephew? Dudley and Riley and all those.
Wait a minute, no. Dudley.
How's Dudley kin to us?
Dudley, is that the last name?
Dudley's daddy's
Riley's
first
brother.
cousin.
Okay.
Dudley's daddy's first cousin.
Okay,
Because
so
Robert and Grandma's brother and sister. And
okay, so
is
Robert
Dudley.
was Dudley.
Whoa.
Go ahead.
Wait, I'll tell you, dude.
Yes, sir.
Robert Freeman and Grandma Freeman was brother and sister.
Okay.
Robert and Dudley's daddy.
Okay.
Okay. And
Who was Riley's daddy?
huh?
Who was Riley's daddy?
I don't know. I don't know who
Because
Riley.
I thought Riley and Dudley were brothers. They're not.
No.
All right.
WJ and
WJ, Aunt Lucy.
no. WJ is and Riley's brothers, and that was
Gotcha.
only two in that family.
All right, now Aunt Lucy and Uncle Dudley and
Uncle Andrew.
Chicken and Aunt Edie. They were all brother and sister.
Yeah,
Right?
and Uncle Andrew.
Uncle Andrew, yeah.
Yeah.
And Uncle Andrew is my husband's grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Have you heard of Julia Freeman before?
huh?
Julia Freeman, Caldwell's mom. Have you ever heard of her?
Julia Freeman?
Uh-huh.
I might have, but you know.
Now, we had an Aunt Julia. She might have been named after her.
But you know what we did when after we got on this side of the swamp, we tried to just cast all that away over there. We didn't want to know who was who or nothing, just like they did us, you know.
Yeah.
And
Try to forget about that side of the. I guess a lot of bad memories, a lot of bad blood.
yeah,
Just try to forget about it.
yeah.
Lavelle, who was Julia Freeman's mother?
Olive Webb.
Olive. I've seen that name somewhere.
And she was married to a Mitchell.
Now all of them Patricks and all up through there is related to Daddy.
I know.
All
I
of
know because Millie Patrick is in our family
yeah,
ancestry.
and see because Marty Webb married into the Patrick family,
Mhm.
and so